Welcome to this new video on my walking robot Mirft2 made of fischertechnik and based on the TXT controller which runs embedded Linux. An insect-to-wit robot with 6 legs powered by 4 motors, 2 for each side. And its main purpose is to walk towards objects, which is not successful yet. Multicolored objects right here to be pictured by this USB camera and then via Wi-Fi transferred to a laptop which runs Fedora Linux. So far I have experimented with OpenCV and other stuff, and for some reason that quit working. Not entirely sure why. So the OpenCV version on the community firmware doesn't work anymore. Yet the camera does work via the standard firmware. And I can show that by means of an Android tablet, which I show later. What I also want to do is see if my Python program runs on the default firmware. So in order to do that, I have to log in. So first, let's see if the battery has enough power to power on the controller, and then see if I can make contact with SSH contact with the controller, and if time permits I can do some other stuff as well, like modeling, but let's see this first. Alright, so with my webcam pointed at the robot, I can make things a little bit bigger. And here are 3 windows, 2 for the default firmware, for the community firmware, considering this IP address, and one that I want to use to log in. Now, for that it is necessary that it has the correct address. Let's see if it has the address here. Now it does. That's good. Although I don't like this particular thing, so it might not connect at all. Also, with my tablet and let me check for settings. Correct, I have to select the controller, which I do have now. That's good. Then the camera and start. That should be start, and then it should make contact. Yes, and I have streaming of those objects very clearly, so that works. I'll leave it here. Then, because I have made contact, can I also make this contact? No, I still can't, and that is crazy because it is supposed to work nicely and properly. Well, I should not mess with the wireless LAN setup here, because then I break that contact. Question is still, why can't I log in, which should be possible according to the manual. But am I able to control the motors? Well, you could see a little bit movement. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you can clearly see that it does move a bit, and I realized that the camera was too high, so let's try again. That is very clearly to see. So for some reason I have to hold it close to the controller in order to do something. But what I really want is log in, and I will see if I can manage that. Let's try again. Okay, then I have found the problem, because for some reason in settings there was a security item and I had to enable SSH. And host verification fails. That means that I now have to change this. For this number. So let's see how I can get that done. That will be this one. So I have to delete this line. Do it again. Yes. And I'm actually in, finally. So how to proceed now? Actually, I have to secure copy my files into here. And that goes like, well, if I create a new tab here, secure copy, I have it somewhere else, so on my network drive, so let's do that. And alright, it turns out that I only have copied the Python code on my other model, the Discovery, the writing model, not from this one. So I would have to boot into the community firmware to retrieve it. But a small test shows that this is running Python 3.6.3, while I am usually programming on Python 2, so I would have to adapt the program. Another thing is, which date do I have now? 2000. That is no different. So it does not retain the date as I had hoped. Now the point is, if I set the date now, and I haven't done that yet on this firmware, so let's see if I can get that done. That would be 02, and today is 19. Time is 1941. Really, I have to be rude. Well, that's the difference between the community firmware and the default one. That much is clear. And cumbersome. Because that means that I would have to open 2 terminals, and let's just do that. So okay, so I have now access to the camera, and I have 2 SSH sessions working. The question is now, with the changed SSH key, do I still have my access to the other controller on the other robot? But that remains to be seen next time for that one. Okay, still a little bit of time left. Let's go to modeling, because well, I do have the schematics as well, which is still the same. Camera to USB. Oh, I can of course add that one, because although that's not really wiring, but everything else is done. And in comes Blender with measurement of 1 meter, and that is a problem if you have blocks for 2 centimeters. That is not going to work out. Alright, as it turns out, for some reason my whole model of the wrong size, oversized, is gone, which too bad for all the effort that I took making it, but since it was the wrong size anyway, maybe it's for the better that I just start over and make it should be. I have to simply make things smaller, and that would be select, and this is still tough. Object mode, actually, object, and then I should say size in half, or well, considering the fact that this is 1 meter, I should be able to create a block that is exactly my my size. That means 2 centimeter by 1 centimeter in cube form. So that is a challenge next time. Start in the right way. And that is it for now. Well, at least some things have been achieved. SSH connection due to an SSH setting on this controller. So no doubt an SSH setting on the other controller as well, the Discovery. I noticed at the last moment that when I make connection for this tablet with for the camera, that it goes to online mode. Very logical, but nice conclusion. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and give the video a thumbs up. Leave a comment or suggestion, very much appreciated. Also, you can follow me via Instagram and Twitter. And you can show your support by making a donation via either PayPal or Wired. And you can also become a patron and may have your name mentioned on my website and my videos, depending on the pledge you make. More information, please see my website, which is mentioned under this video or in a short segment. This is going to be continued, obviously. For now, have a nice day and bye bye.